Hello students, today let us see the topic that is surface chemistry, which belongs to 12th science or plus 2 science. Okay, my name is Ampura Mishra. Now let's start. What is surface chemistry is nothing but it is the study of surface phenomena, or you can say that it is the study of the phenomena which is associated on the surface level, not on the bulk level. Means bulk means whole, surface means on the upper layer or in between the interface layer, then that is called as surface chemistry. Here there are some important terms. First of all, we should know that what are the meaning of those terms, then we will see in detail. Here the important first term is adsorption. Adsorption. Up to now you know absorption. Now it is adsorption. Now what is the difference between this term? Absorption and adsorption. When you say absorption, for example, you take a sponge, dip it into the water. What will happen? The sponge will soak the water throughout the whole body or the bulk body. Hence it is called as absorption. A-B-S-O-R-P-T-I-O-N. Absorption. Now for example, your teacher is writing on the board with the help of a chalk piece. Then he is writing on the surface of the board. What is writing? That is on the surface. It is not inside the board. Am I right? So hence it is called as surface phenomena. Now are you able to get the difference between the absorption and adsorption? Fine. Now, so in case of adsorption, the definition is that when one substance accumulates on the surface of the other. One substance accumulates on the surface of other. That is called as adsorption. In adsorption, there are two important terms. Like in the case of your solution, you say that solvent and solute. Similarly, here in case of adsorption, there are two important terms. One is called as adsorbent, other is adsorbate. Adsorbate, last is B-A-T-E, adsorbent, B-E-N-T. The difference you should know. For example, I told your teacher is writing with the help of chalk piece on the board. So the board is absorbing. So the substance which adsorbs, that is called as adsorbent. And the substance which is being adsorbed, that is called as adsorbate. That is nothing but your chalk piece. Clear? So your adsorption, it is nothing but a surface phenomena. But what you are doing? Your one substance accumulates on the surface of the other. Now question is not arising in your mind, why adsorption occurs? Now just imagine a container in which water is there. Now you see on the surface of the water only there is imbalance of energy, or you can say there is instability, or you can say there is more, they are reactive, or they have more unstable. When they are more unstable, definitely they have more energy. More stability means less energy. So that is the reason, to stabilize them, to balance them, they need the surface phenomena, that is nothing but called as adsorption. Clear? So what is adsorption? It is nothing but the surface phenomena in which one substance accumulates on the surface of the other. The substance which is accumulating on the surface, that is called as adsorbate, and the substance which is adsorbing, that is called as adsorbent. You always remember the example of teacher writing on the board. Your chalk piece is nothing but adsorbate, whereas your board is nothing but adsorbent. Now let us see what are the types of adsorption. There are basically two types of adsorption: physical adsorption, chemical adsorption. The physical adsorption is nothing but also called as physiosorption. Similarly, chemical adsorption is also called as chemisorption. Your adsorption, when it is occurring in physical level, it is called as physiosorption. If it is occurring in the chemical level, then it is called as chemiosorption. Now, what is the difference between these? It is highly important in all the board. Almost all they ask this question for 3 to 4 marks. So, you need to differentiate between these. What is physical adsorption and what is chemical adsorption? I will tell you first what are the difference between them. Then I will mention the point. First of all, whenever you say that is physical adsorption, what happens if I keep this pen on this duster? Now it is very weakly attached, so that I can remove it just like that. So the force of attraction is very weak. Yes or no? Now you imagine gum. This is the surface where gum will be there, and how the way it will be attached, more or not. So similarly, whenever there is chemical adsorption or chemiosorption, then there is strong molecular bonding. Whereas in case of physical adsorption or physiosorption, the force of bonding is very, very weak. That is one of the very important point between your physical and chemical adsorption. So it is relatively weak force of bonding. This is called as strong force of bonding. Now here usually van der Waals force is used. Whereas in case of chemical bonding, chemical force or covalent bonding is used. Second, you know, whenever there is bonding, some energy released. Am I right? Whenever there is a bonding, energy released. And whenever there is breaking of bond, they need energy. So, if there is the evolvement or releasing of energy during the formation of bond, that is called as enthalpy. Here in the case of adsorption, so what do we have to say? Enthalpy of adsorption. What is your enthalpy of adsorption? To deposit 1 mole of the substance on the surface, how much energy is liberated in terms of heat? That is called as adsorption enthalpy or enthalpy of adsorption. In the case of your physical adsorption, the value is around 20 to 40 kilojoule per mole. How much it is? 20 to 40 kilojoule per mole. Whereas in the case of chemical adsorption, it is around 40 to 120 kilojoule or 40 to around 200 kilojoule per mole. So just imagine how much the molecular bond is strong here and how much it is weak here. So here the molecular force is higher, here it is lower. Now as here physical adsorption happens, if you give little bit of heat, what will happen? They will break. Again they will come back to their normal form. So hence your physical adsorption is irreversible. Whereas in case of chemical adsorption, it is non-reversible, or you can say it as irreversible. That is, physical adsorption is reversible, chemical adsorption is irreversible. Now coming to physical adsorption, there is always formation of multi-layers of molecules. Whereas in case of chemical adsorption, there is only single layer, or you can say single means mono layer of molecules. That is the difference between the physical and chemical adsorption. I will write the point. Please take the snapshot or make a note, your wish. Let us see important point. So first, make a note of adsorption. What is it? It is nothing but the accumulation of the substance on the surface. The substance which is adsorbed, that is called as adsorbent. Sorry, the substance which is Adsorb, that is adsorbate, the surface area on which the substance is adsorbed, that is called as adsorbent. Clear? Now let us see the difference between the physical and the chemical adsorption. This is my physical, this is my chemical adsorption, or you can say it as physical adsorption, chemical adsorption. In bracket you mention it as physiosorption. Similarly here you mention it as chemisorption. Okay, this is the important thing. Now let us see the first difference. What the force here acts? Van der Waals force. Here what is the force act? That is the covalent bonding. Second, it is relatively weaker. Here it is relatively strong. Then here your enthalpy energy is 20 to 40 kilojoule per mole, whereas here the enthalpy is 40 to 200 kilojoule per mole. Then it is reversible, it is irreversible. Irreversible. Okay, now the fifth is formation of multilayer molecule. Here it is monolayer molecule. Okay, and sixth is that, see, physical adsorption, it can happen in any way. There is no specification about it. But chemical bonding, it will not act like that. There will be specific adsorbent and adsorbate. Then only there will be chemical bonding. So it is highly specific, which is chemical adsorption. So it is not specific, it is highly specific. Clear about it? What is adsorption? Why adsorption occurs? What is adsorbent and what is adsorbate, and the difference between the physical adsorption and chemical adsorption. Okay. Now let us see the term called as adsorption. See, when you say absorption, your word starts with AB. When you say adsorption, it starts with AD. Remaining adsorption remains common. So if both adsorption as well as absorption both happen simultaneously, it is called as adsorption. Are you clear about it? If both happen simultaneously. I will give one example. For example, usually we are using the white shawl. After using 1 year, it will be around somehow faded, that white color. We don't like it. So we will give it for dyeing. So when they make it in the dye, the color will change to some other color. How the way? The color is not only absorbed on the surface but on the bulk level. Means the whole thread, not only upper layer, inside that thread also it is colored. That is the example of adsorption. So make a note of it. Adsorption, if both absorption and adsorption takes place simultaneously, then it is called as absorption. See, you see, AB, AD is different. Remaining absorption, absorption. Clear? So hence, absorption is the for both absorption and adsorption. Both takes place simultaneously. Example is, we are giving it for dyeing of shawl. Okay, that is the example of absorption. Then another term that is called as desorption. What is desorption? It is just, you say adsorption is nothing but accumulation of a layer on the surface. If you are able to remove that layer, then that is called as desorption. The removal of the layer from the surface is nothing but desorption. So, removal of accumulated layer is called as desorption. Okay, clear about desorption? Now, let us see what are the factors that is affecting the adsorption. What is very highly important this is, what are the factors that is affecting the adsorption? There are 4 factors that is affecting the adsorption. What is that? The nature of adsorbent means the surface which you are taking. The nature of adsorbate means which substance you are taking it as adsorbent. Third is specific pressure. Fourth is temperature. These are the 4 factors which is highly responsible for affecting your adsorption. Now let us see one by one. First is the nature of adsorbent. Nature of adsorbent means, I told, that surface. Now you just imagine there is a rough surface, there is a polished surface. You want to apply gum. So in which place it will stick more? Definitely in the rough surface. In the polished surface it will just slide. So is it not the nature of adsorbent that is only matters? Fine. Similarly, second is nature of adsorbate. So what the adsorbate we are using is nothing but basically gas. One more important thing is this adsorbent when you are taking, it is basically depends on surface area. When there is higher the surface area, higher the adsorption. You see the same coal, if you take in the terms of pieces to make it burn, it will be very tough task. But the same coal you make it in the form of powder. Now the surface area increase. Now we just ignite slightly. What will happen? It will start burning very fast. Yes or no? So higher the surface area, higher the adsorption. Clear? Second, what is the nature of the adsorbate? And what the adsorbate we are using, that is nothing but the gas. So I have not mentioned adsorbate. Specific we are using gas. Now here you should know that when you are going to use gas as adsorbate, it is depending on how easily that gas is liquefiable. You know how the gas will be liquefiable? They are providing certain critical temperature. Under the temperature only, your gas can be liquefiable. That is called as critical temperature. If you go beyond that temperature, then what will happen? Then there is no liquefaction of gas is possible. So, higher the temperature, easy the liquefaction, and the nature of adsorption will be simpler. Okay. Now coming to gas, if you see for example, you take the same surface, you allow the carbon dioxide, you allow the ammonia to adsorb on it. What you will find that your ammonia will be adsorbed more on the same substance on which you applied the carbon dioxide. Why is it so? Because due to the formation of the hydrogen bond. They have more force of attraction. Whenever there is more force of attraction, they will stick more. Yes or no? So you can remember this fun. What is fun? Hydrogen with fluorine, hydrogen with oxygen, hydrogen with nitrogen. They have the strong molecular force. Then coming to the pressure, it is highly important. Every time repeated question in board. Based on this, that is concept called as Friendly's isotherm or Friendly's adsorption isotherm. What he observed that you increase your pressure, then what will happen to the adsorption rate is nothing but initially by increasing the pressure it is increasing like a straight line. After you further increase the pressure, there is intermediate state. It is not increasing in proportion. It is increasing in the rate of 1 by n. Again keep on increasing. Now it is maintaining constant. That is called as Friendly's adsorption isotherm. Isotherm means you are maintaining your temperature constant. So if is it visible in graph? Now you see from, let it be O, this is your pressure P, this is nothing but your adsorption, which is written x by m. X is nothing but the amount of substance and m is nothing but mass of the substance. So if you see 0 to A, you see it is directly proportional. So from 0 to A, your adsorption is directly proportional to pressure. P, can I write it as P to the power 1? Now from A to B, here in this stage it is directly proportional. That is x by m proportional to P. Here it is x by m proportional to P to the power 1 by n. Same thing it is written. So it is the intermediate stage. N is nothing but the intermediate value. Now if you replace it with a constant, what you will find in the case of first case? It is x by m equal to Kp. This is your first case. Second case, if you replace, then x by m equal to k into p to the power 1 by n. So take the logarithmic, what you will find? Log of x by m plus log of k plus log of p to the power 1 by n. This relationship, it is called as Friendly's adsorption isotherm. Okay. Now after point B, what is happening? After point B, you can find your curve remains constant. So what I will write? Now my x by m is proportional to p to the power 0. 0 means constant. P to the power something to the power 0 is 1. So 1 is nothing but constant. So if you replace it by k, so what you will find? X by m equal to k, p to the power 0 is 1. Now it is a constant or not? So what the way you are finding your 1 by n is varying from, now initially it is from 1, now it is going to 0. So it is varying from 0 to 1. Yes or no? Now if you take the reverse of it, what you will write? This is 1 by n, n. 1 by 0 is infinity, 1 by 1 is 1. So this is the value of n. Most of the time they ask this question also. What is the value of n? N will lies between your infinity to 1. Whereas 1 by n will lies between 0 to 1. Clear about it? In my next video, I'll explain about what is the effect of pressure on adsorption. Okay students, take care. If you like my video, give like. Otherwise, give your suggestions to improve the quality of video. Share this video more and more with your friends so that they will also get benefit of this knowledge. Take care. Bye bye.